We need the confidence of our personal masculine energy to create successful endeavors within our feminine energy. So, our masculine energy is that action, that go getter, the self confidence, the self esteem, the willpower, right? To make moves in life, right? To go after what we desire. And then our feminine energy is our intuition, right? Is our emotional state, how we feel. And our intuition is that quiet inner knowing, right? So we have to get so comfortable in trusting our intuition to then connect our feminine and masculine energy. Because without the masculine energy trusting the feminine energy, and without the feminine energy trusting the masculine energy, this is where our life is imbalanced. So, say for instance, you are working on a project, right? And you are so thrilled about this project, but then there's an internal field of influence based around your intuition, because society teaches us that we need to question our intuition, right? It's very, very impressionable by societal norms, right? So many of us, we don't know what our intuition is. We don't know how to connect with it. We don't know if we should trust it. And that is directly connected to our masculine energy, right? So if our masculine energy is not strong and confident and knows itself enough to trust the feminine energy, to trust the intuition, that the intuition is guiding the masculine energy to take action, that's where we're separated. That's where we have that disconnect within ourselves that says, okay, my heart and my intuition is telling me to do one thing, but then if our masculine energy is not connected to trusting that part of ourselves, we are not going to know where we're going. We're not going to trust its guidance. Right? So that's why many of us, we end up mirrored into our reality, non-committal energy, standoffish energy, right? This is where our ego comes in, and it's in our protective mechanism, and that's all due because our internal dialogue is completely separated. Our internal, right, is so out of balance, where our intuition, our inner knowing, our heart is so burdened, is filled with regret and shame and guilt for whatever past happenings, right? Whatever dialogue, right? Whatever we absorbed from our parents, from our caregivers, from societal norms, our friends, right? And all of these, little words and all of these things have been implanted into us that separate us. So, for us to be able to, one, trust in ourselves again, trust that our intuition is guiding us, and then trust our masculine energy to take the lead based off of our intuition. That is how we're going to start rebalancing our lives. That's how we're going to start allowing ourselves to leave the traditional workforce. This is how we're going to allow ourselves to leave those unhappy relationships. That's how we're going to trust ourselves to take leaps of faith towards things that are completely out of our comfort zone, to believe in ourselves again. Because when our internal feminine and masculine are in union, the Hyros Gamos energy, that is when we are unstoppable. That is when we are ultimately stable. That is when anything we do or say stands the test of time, because we have full faith in ourselves. We reconnected those missing pieces. We broke down that deceit. We're not living in the illusion that we need to stay separate from ourselves to be successful. That is why many of us are struggling. So allow yourself to pinpoint where your masculine energy is right now. Does your masculine energy trust your feminine energy? Do you take action on your intuition? And that will let you know where you are. And that will also help you revise and reconnect those parts back together so that you can start allowing yourself to confidently know where you're going and trust the process.